Okay, how to enjoy games again.
Growing up, I was obsessed with video games. I
Same.
remember getting my first ever Game Boy and playing Pokemon Red non-stop,
Dude,
or
me
laughing my
too.
ass off with my family playing tennis and bowling
Me too,
and
dude.
Wii Sports, getting absolutely dunked on in Halo 3 by my friends, and spending
Same.
way too much time building the ugliest houses you've ever seen in Minecraft. I loved immersing myself in all these different worlds, and as time went on, I just played more and more different games. I dreamt about the day where I could afford my dream PC.
Bro, what? Let me see this. What?
I dreamt about the day where
What is this? I mean, is this like an MMO mouse with like some buttons right here? Maybe not. Maybe it is though. Is this supposed to be an arm sleeve, but you don't got money for an arm sleeve? You just tied a handkerchief around there? I don't know if this is probably not actually him, but dang, this is some desperation to try to reduce the friction on your arm, dude. This is so funny.
I could afford my dream PC and have the time and money to spend towards any game I could ever want. And yet, as I got older and began to achieve that dream, my motivation to play those video games started to fade.
Very nice, dude. Put the controller down and pick up the mouse and keyboard. You couldn't have made a better decision for yourself.
I had so much more time now, and an amazing PC, as well as an absolute chonker of a Steam library.
Nice.
So why do games no longer feel fun?
It's because you got older and the magic just isn't there anymore. That's not to say you still can't enjoy video games. It's just it's not going to be the same level of, I don't know, intensity as it was before.
I had to force myself to open new games, and even then I wouldn't actually play them. I'd just sit there not enjoying myself. Nowadays it seems like a lot of people are going through the same thing. As they reach the end of being a teenager and kind of head into their 20s,
Yeah.
their love for something that once dominated their childhood is now wavering. If that in any way sounds familiar, then this might be the video for you. Recently, I've been trying different ways to reignite that passion for video games so that they can feel fun for me again. So in this video, I'm going to be going through 5 tips that I believe will help you to once again be able to enjoy video games.
All right. Make it a
This is a super
challenge.
fun way to get back into games that you're already really familiar with. Maybe that passion for a game you've played for years is still there, and you're just looking for a way to mix things up to give yourself more incentive to continue playing it.
Yeah.
The best thing about this tip is that you can pretty much apply it to any game you'd like to play.
This is actually a really good tip. Like going back and playing old games, either like on a harder difficulty with a different weapon, a different build, or something like that, to go back and just replay the games just for like nostalgia and challenge's sake. You know, because a lot of the time whenever you like switch it up like that, like change gear, change guns, change weapons, or do it like on a harder difficulty, it's a different experience. And I've done that on many games. So this is a good one.
Pick a game or even a collection of games and just go into it with a specific challenge in mind. It could be trying to win a game using only one specific weapon, or attempting to beat the hardest difficulty in that game. It could be limiting what characters you use or what controls you're allowed to use, or just trying to complete it within a specific amount of time. One of the best examples and most popular forms of making a game more challenging to make it more fun is probably Pokemon Nuzlocke. Implementing all of these new rules has made the game so much harder, but also created this new way of relevance for a franchise that, difficulty-wise, is pretty obviously aimed towards kids.
Yeah.
Another example is that I'm currently trying to beat Terraria on Master Mode within 100 in-game days. And knowing that I'm doing everything with that challenge in mind has made me way more excited to sit down and play the game every single day.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
The thing is, they don't even have to specifically be challenges. Something else that you can do is to just set specific goals for whatever game it is you're playing. Maybe it's the goal of the entire run of the game, or it's just for the specific session. In my newest Minecraft world, my goal is to build my base almost entirely within the new biome that just came out. Even though I've been playing this game for years and I'm pretty much just doing the same things I always did, the entire vibe of what I'm doing is different because it's all inside this one brand new area.
Nice.
Or you can sit down after work or school and say, hey, today I'm going to beat this specific boss, or finally complete that one building project, or I'm going to beat my fastest time. Sometimes the act of just playing the game can be too vague to get excited for.
Yeah.
So making the actions you want to complete within the game more specific can help you get more focused on just getting through the game.
Oh yeah. For me, I really liked playing a game, and I knew the game was good whenever I would not be playing the game. Like if I would be like at school or something, or I'd be outside, like just playing with my friends, and I would actively be thinking about going back and playing the game. That's how I knew the game was good. Like, you're thinking about playing the game when you're not even playing the game.
This one might sound a bit weird, but hear me out. Playing games isn't necessarily immersing yourself in just the game. There's
Right.
quite a lot that you can do outside the game to get yourself in the mindset of winding down and relaxing.
Oh, is she playing with gyro?
Humans are creatures of habit. If you get yourself into the habit of getting your gaming environment to be more comfortable, it'll make you feel more excited for when that time to chill out finally comes. Pick out your coziest clothes, plan a dinner or some snacks that are fun to eat while you play, and make sure you have some water and other drinks so that you don't have to get up in the middle of a session. Maybe
And then you get on your beanbag, and then you put your big fuzzy blanket on you, and then you whip out your controller, and then you got your little ball of popcorn, and then you boot up Apex Legends, and you get Predator. There it is.
hype yourself up with some music from the game or from something else before you play. If you make this a huge big deal over getting to sit down on your chair or couch and just getting to play some games for a few hours, all your favorite snacks, it'll feel way more fun not only during the session, but all the way up to whenever you planned it for. Maybe you plan to play games on a Saturday after a long week of work. Don't just come home and go on your phone and then sit down, open a bunch of random games and stuff. Plan what you're going to play, what you'll eat, and the most comfortable clothes to wear during that session. It's kind of like planning.
This is like so much foreplay for like the wind up, like the candle next to the controller. You're like sexualizing just playing games as an adult. Okay, maybe I don't think I've ever done this, dude.
A date with yourself. Only it's not sad. I promise.
Only it's not sad.
My mindset is if you're going to do it, you should do it right. I think one of the hardest pills to swallow when it comes to gaming is that maybe the game that you put all those hours into every single day is just not that fun.
Yeah.
Any game can be someone's favorite, but it
yeah.
would be a lie to say that every game ever created was just created to be a good game. If the games you play make you feel frustrated, annoyed, or like you're just wasting your time on them, it might be
Oh yeah. This is not a good look. Cause okay, this bro is on M&K and he just got done whipping his arm into that little window. That is a sturdy ass window, or at least the blinds are, and that's his mouse hand. So now he lost all feeling in his hand for like a second or maybe a minute or so, and now he can't aim. So that's why there is no room for like that level or that intense of negative emotions whenever you're on M&K. I mean, if it happens, hey, you got to deal with the repercussions. You better. I'm gonna tell you what. If this dude's playing like an FPS, he better go in and lower his sensitivity right after that little incident. Because if he's playing on like 30, 35, 40 cm, bro, his aim is gonna be way off. His aim is gonna be every which way. He better go in, lower that sense immediately. Just my 2 cents, though.
Time to try some new games. And trust me, this is coming from someone who used to think League of Legends was fun. I mean, like, it can be, but most of the time it's not. Leaving your comfort zone can help you to immerse yourself in worlds that maybe you've never tried before. Recently, I just tried this random free game on Steam for the sake of just making a video on it. All I really wanted to do going in was give myself a proper chance of trying it. And then I found myself sinking hours upon hours into this game.
Nice.
Because I was so determined to beat it. It was genuinely so fun sitting down and just going through the motions of the game over and over again to try and beat it.
And this looks like, you know what this looks like? This looks like Diet Minecraft. Like, it's just another chill game where you got like some health and shit, and then you got like all the things that, like your materials that you could just build and whatnot. Yeah, it just looks like another version of Minecraft.
Never would experience that if I didn't force myself to try a new game. And like I said, that game was free. So you don't necessarily need to spend money on new games just to try them. I mean, that's why demos exist, right? Not that many games nowadays have demos, but...
Oh yeah, it's all early access. Like alpha access, early access. I mean, Star Citizen's been early access for like 20 years now.
You get me. There might even be a good chance that you're like me and you've bought games over the years just to never even try them.
Yeah.
So maybe give one of them a chance, because any game has the potential to suddenly be your new favorite.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't even need to be a new game. Maybe there's a specific game mode in your current favorite that you avoid. There have been many times where I tried different maps or modes in a game years ago and decided they weren't fun just because of one negative experience. Then I come back to them and realize that they're some of my favorites.
Well, hey, Smash is forever, dude. Like, let's be like honest now. Find
This
people
is
to play with.
definitely the hardest.
Yeah, this is the hardest tip, dude. Finding people to play with, because like, even it especially gets harder as an adult, and if you don't live in like a super populated city, it's really tough to like find people that find people just to play games, let alone the same games that you like. It is so hard, dude. I mean, granted, yeah, you could just go like online and whatnot, but if going online and finding people to play with was so easy, why isn't everybody doing it? And why is it such an issue?
Tip on the list, and I fully acknowledge that. Making friends can be hard. I've
Yeah.
recently been trying to branch out online to find people who play the same games as me, but nowadays the internet is so saturated with so many different types of people, and figuring out who you'd get along with or who plays the game the same way as you is a challenge in itself. But it still pays off once you finally find them. For me, I use Discord servers created for specific games like Minecraft or Destiny 2 or Phasmophobia, and then I went into the looking for group channels and just kind of scouted people out. Eventually I saw someone who I thought looked cool post a request.
So I did this one time, and I did this for Halo. Was it Halo Infinite or the one before Halo Infinite? Or no, it wasn't Halo Infinite. I think I did it for Master Chief Collection when they came out with that update for PC, and it started like popping off again. I never like now I was the dude going into like the LFG, and they have like they have like 100 rooms of like, hey, just play, just go into this room and just be like posted in LFG, like looking for 10 more for a big team battle, and come down to room 34, and it was the coolest experience because people were like just so happy that a person was like actively making a group and just like inviting them into like the Discord, into the Halo game, and then just going in there and just having fun and just bullshitting, dude. I really like that, because for so long I would be the person not starting the group. I would be the person always looking for a group to join. And I don't know, I'd be like so nervous. It's like, oh, what if I'm not good enough? What if I suck? What if these guys suck? And I would just like pick apart. Like I would go through these like incidents in my head of like, oh, what if this happens? And what if? And it's like when you just go in there and just start a group, I don't know. It was way easier. At least like for Halo Master Chief Collection, it was just like a random good time.
For Phasmophobia, and by forcing myself to join that one session with that person, it ended up leading to me having a blast for hours and eventually making 3 new friends to play that game with. We even have a new group chat dedicated to planning out new games to try together. Reaching out at all is difficult.
Yeah.
And not everyone you meet will be the right person for you. This tip itself might not even be for everyone. You could be very comfortable playing games on your own, which is completely okay. I too really like the single player experience sometimes. But if you've been avoiding sending that game request message because you're worried it'll all go wrong, sometimes you just have to force yourself. Worst case scenario, it's not fun and you can just leave. But best case scenario, you make some long-term friends to play that game and maybe more with.
Okie dokie.
I'm adding this extra bonus tip because although I think it can be extremely helpful for a specific type of person, I also understand that it's very situational. Nevertheless, a tip that I think could help you enjoy games more is to simply live stream it. If you know you enjoy the games you play and mostly just have a hard time with committing to them or focusing on them, then streaming them live could help with adding a little bit of pressure for you to just focus on the game. You'd also be surprised how fun it is to talk alongside playing the game. You don't even have to commentate if you'd like, instead just focusing on streaming the game specifically. No,
I mean, that is an option. I get it. That's fair.
knowing that someone could be watching is just enough anxiety to make you actually
Oh, your boy follows your boy.
play a game without being genuinely distressing. My partner has a very hard time focusing on video games, so she recently decided to try live stream a new one she wanted to try out. And it went great. She was able to actually focus on the game and outwardly vocalize her inner monologue for a whole 2-hour session of gaming. Again, I know this tip will not be for everyone.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
very specific thing to suggest, and if you're just not comfortable with streaming, then there are plenty of other tips in this list to try. But maybe
Yeah, I would say live streaming a game is like playing a game in public on a couch. And when you do that, you open yourself up to having all sorts of people comment and critique your gameplay. So, I mean, this is truly a 50-50 toss-up of whether or not it could go good or bad. But, I mean, I would say more often than not, it goes pretty well. Because people don't normally go around looking to be contentious when it comes to, like, just entering some chat room and watching somebody play their favorite game. Like, people aren't necessarily like looking to start shit. So, I mean, I've done this like a little bit in the past, and for the most part, it's gone pretty well.
Maybe it's something you've already considered, and if so, this is some encouragement from me. Go ahead and try it. If you're just doing it for fun, you don't need to be worried about having the best commentary or gameplay, or getting views, or having people chat. If it helps you to focus on your gaming, then that's great. If not, don't worry. This last tip might be for you. While the other tips on this list might seem hard, this might be the only one that you're upset to hear. Hence why I kept it for last. But unfortunately, it's just true. Sometimes the best thing to do when you don't enjoy something you used to is to take a break. I believe that the reason this doesn't work for a lot of people is because they don't commit to it. If you want to try to take a break from gaming, you should really try to focus on the other things in your life, such as hobbies or spending time with friends and family. If you keep trying over and over to enjoy the same games and it's not working, then what harm is there in taking a week or two to spend that time on something else?
Yeah,
of course, it's
hobbies.
not that simple, but maybe you can combine it with some other tips on this list to make it easier. You could reach out to some friends and
take a break from the games and go read a book or something. Go read Lord of the Rings.
Plan to play this new game together on the weekend, or maybe a fun challenge in a game you already play together. Then take a break from games up until that day. And on the day, make sure to get loads of snacks and make your space more comfortable so it'll be even more fun. And there's a good chance you'll spend the whole time taking a break being excited for that one day.
Oh yeah.
And of course, there are so many factors as to why games can be hard to enjoy nowadays.
Oh yeah.
There are problems such as having too many options, not being able to access or run the games you enjoy, or even problems like depression and ADHD can get in the way of you enjoying yourself. However, 9 times out of 10...
Bro, I can't get over this. This is like... Just get an arm sleeve if you want less friction, dog.
Burnout is the biggest factor, and taking a proper break can help you to take a step back and reapproach games with a new mindset. I hope that this video can help you reignite that passion for gaming. These tips come straight from my experience, but I'm also still figuring out how to enjoy all the games I was once crazy about. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing.
That's a big ass crosshair.
As it really helps me out. Maybe share this video with someone you know who's struggling with enjoying games recently. And if you have any thoughts on what I talk about in this video, good or bad, or suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.
No, I think that was a good video, man. I mean, a lot of the times I just revert to playing aim trainers and just chilling out and watching something on the side monitor. And then like every so often I'll dabble in like some shooting game or like some single player game. But I mean, that's just me. I understand I'm an outlier in that. Like, no. But no, that was a good video, man. I'm a fan. I like it. And yeah, those are all great tips. Maybe I should use some of them. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Great video. I want to see more, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.